The Running Man of Midnight Bridge. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, I have a story that was told to me by a close friend, a story that still gives him chills to this day. If you're into creepy encounters and paranormal mysteries, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. So, this is his story. Growing up, my friend Shannon and his buddies had always heard about the legend of Running Man Bridge. They'd heard tales about a ghostly figure, a tall man in full, old-school Nike running gear who would appear out of nowhere, sprinting across the bridge in the dead of night, coming right toward you. They always brushed it off as a local ghost story, just something meant to keep kids from wandering too far out at night. But one night, Shannon and his friends Marky and Plex decided to test the legend for themselves. It was around 2:30 a.m. when they packed into Marky's old sedan and took off toward Running Man Bridge. The night was pitch black, and the fog seemed to get thicker the closer they got to the bridge, swirling around the headlights. There was this eerie stillness in the air, and they were all quiet, each one secretly feeling that creeping sense of dread. When they finally reached the bridge, they drove back and forth a few times, half joking to shake off the tension. But the laughter faded as the minutes dragged on, and all they could hear was the steady hum of the engine and the crunch of gravel beneath the tires. Then, out of nowhere, they saw him. A tall, ghostly figure appeared on the side of the road running straight at them. He was huge, probably around 6 feet 5 inches, with pale, almost glowing skin. He wore all white Nike gear, shorts, socks, even a headband and wristbands like something out of an old ad. Reflective bands glinted on his wrists and ankles, and he wore dark sunglasses, even though it was the middle of the night. As he came closer, they noticed he was shielding his face with his arm, as if he didn't want them to see him. "Did you set this up?" Marky asked Shannon, a nervous laugh in his voice. But Shannon just shook his head, frozen, unable to look away. The closer the running man got, the more wrong he looked. His limbs moved with this strange, jerky stiffness, his knees lifting too high, his arms swinging wide. And the way he kept his face hidden, it felt like he was concealing something horrible under those sunglasses. Just as he was about to pass them, Marky hit the brakes, and Plex, who was sitting in the front passenger seat, suddenly grabbed the steering wheel, yanking it toward the figure. "What are you doing?" Marky shouted, wrestling the wheel to avoid hitting him. They all braced themselves as the running man rushed past, his head turning just enough for them to see the hollow, empty darkness behind his sunglasses. They pulled over, gasping, their hearts pounding, and looked back. But he was gone. "Turn around," Marky said, his voice barely above a whisper. He did a quick U-turn, speeding back toward the bridge, but when they got there, the road was empty. The ghostly runner had disappeared as suddenly as he'd come. For a long moment, they just sat there, each of them processing what they'd seen. The ghostly pale figure, the jerky movements, and the way he'd shielded his face from them, hiding something none of them could explain. To this day, Shannon swears he can still see those dark, empty eyes if he thinks about it too hard. The legend of Running Man Bridge is real. Shannon saw him with his own eyes. So if you ever find yourself out there in the dead of night, don't stop, don't look. Just keep driving and hope you don't see him running toward you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. If this story creeped you out, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tales from the unknown.